आसी बड़ खबर इलाहाबाद हाइकोर्ट रु स्पेशल अपील नंबर 652/2024 गुड़ाए बेंच रो बंच ऑफ केसेस रही ये बंच ऑफ केसेस रे आप देखिपारे देखु ये 4-5 पेज रो पिटिशनर वर्सेस स्टेट ऑफ यूपी रही पार्टी तो देखिपे हार्ड श्री कुसुमदया शाही लैंड काउंसिल फॉर द अपीलेंट्स श्री VK सिंह सीनियर एडवोकेट असिस्टेड बाय श्री आलोक कुमार गुप्ता श्री सुधीर राणा श्री कमल कुमार केसर स्वानी ये रही रेड पिटिशनर एवं पंकज कुमार ओझा जी की रही लैंड काउंसिल फॉर द रेस्पोंडेंट रेड पिटिशनर दिस बंच ऑफ स्पेशल अपील इज प्रिफर्ड बाय यूपी बेसिक एजुकेशन बोर्ड through its secretary challenging an order passed by land single judge granting salary of the post of headmaster to read petitioners who are working as such since long. किसी केस होता जो सीनियर इंचार्ज हेडमास्टर मैंने केस करते बहुत दिन धरी रही इंचार्ज हेडमास्टर मैंने जो स्टेट ऑफ यूपी राज्य सरकार अपील करते. In the leading case, the read petitioner has been working as headmaster since 2014. बर्तमान ये जो केस टी कथा पड़ी 2014 से इंचार्ज हेडमास्टर रही. Yet the salary for the post of headmaster has not been paid to him. किंतु तांको salary हेडमास्टर पोस्ट salary तांको दिया जाओ नहीं. Under the orders of learned single judge, such person has been held entitled to the salary of the higher post on which he is allowed to function. In other cases, the situation is more or less similar and those petitions have been disposed of in terms of order passed by this court. In leading cases, Tripurari Dube and another versus state of UP 2022 order tehitla. Learned single judge has returned a finding that the read petitioner has been discharging the duties of headmaster since 31/5/2014 and is otherwise qualified for appointment to the post of headmaster. Jadi इंचार्ज हेडमास्टर अच्छा एवं से अदरवाइज क्वालिफाइड अच्छा तेबे हेडमास्टर अलाउंस देवाई सिंगल जज ऑर्डर करते. बिफोर लैंड सिंगल जज द क्लेम ऑफ द पिटिशनर वाज रेजिस्टेड बाय द अपीलेंट रिलाइंग अपॉन द जजमेंट ऑफ द ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजमेंट को अनुसार स्टेट ऑफ मध्य प्रदेश वर्सेस RD शर्मार केस अनुसार रेफर कर. Having examined the respective claim of the parties, learned single judge has allowed the read petition and mandamus has been issued to pay salary for the post of headmaster along with arrear to the read petitioner from 31/5/14 केवल हेडमास्टर अलाउंस देवाई कहुई नहीं ता सहित से एरियर देवाई 31/5/14 ऑर्डर करते. जजमेंट लैंड सिंगल जज इज चैलेंज्ड इन द फॉलोइंग ग्राउंड्स. कौन चैलेंज है that the determination of post of headmaster in the primary school in question is regulated by the provision of Right to Education Act 2009. Right to Education Act 2009 अनुसार रेगुलेट होची योग्यता प्राइमरी हेडमास्टर पे by virtue of section 25 read with schedule and the strength of teacher required in the institution is prescribed. It is the case of the appellant that in most of the primary school the strength of the student is below 150 150 तक strength रोची and junior high school ले strength below 100 रोची. Therefore there exists no post of headmaster and therefore the question of payment of salary for the post of headmaster does not arise. जेहेतु सेठी below strength रोची सेठी post headmaster आसु नहीं सेथि पे चैलेंज करथिले उत्तर प्रदेश राज्य सरकार. ये चार्ट in respect of 2 block of District Gorakhpur has been placed on record in order to submit that in most of the institutions there is no requirement of a post of headmaster. It is therefore submitted that direction of the pay salary for the post of headmaster is impermissible. First ground thila जेहेतु सेठी पोस्ट नहीं आमे देबो नहीं. That the qualification of the teachers in primary and junior school is prescribed by the notification issued by NCT. An amendment was introduced in 2011 incorporating सेक्शन 12 ऑफ एनसीटी एक्ट 1993 सेक्शन 12 बारंबार मुझे आगु सेक्शन 12 हूँ अमोघ अस्त्र एज पर व्हिच फॉर मेंटेनिंग स्टैंडर्ड्स ऑफ एजुकेशन इन स्कूल द एनसीटी में बाय रेगुलेशन डिटरमाइन द क्वालिफिकेशन ऑफ पर्सन हु हैव बीन रिक्रुटेड जो माने रिक्रुटेड हेबे टीचर भाव प्री प्राइमरी अपर प्राइमरी सेकेंडरी सीनियर सेकेंडरी मानक ताकू एनसीटी 12A धारा अनुसार एनसीटी क्षमता अच्छी निर्धारित करने provision however stipulate that nothing in this section shall adversely affect the continuance of any person recruited in such institution immediately before the commencement of NCT Act किंतु 12A अनुसार सेमानंकु योग्यता हासिल करिवार बाध्यबाधकता थिबा बेले किंतु ए योग्यता हासिल न कले सेमानंकु कोनोसी एडवर्स इफेक्ट पड़िबो नाही बोली मध्य धारा रहिछि The notification of 12 November 2014 is also relied upon as per which even for promotion of teachers relevant qualification as specified in first and second schedule are applicable. It is therefore urged that the post of headmaster mandatorily requires passing of TET qualification which is not possessed by the read petitioner and therefore the salary promoted post cannot be paid to him. सीटा द्वितीय कथा रखी एनसीटी एक्ट अनुसार TET पास करने दरकार हेडमास्टर पोस्ट को प्रमोशन होगापी तेणु जेहेतु से टीट पास करना सालारी दि जापर ना प्रमोटेड पोस्ट थर्ड नवंबर इट इज ऑल्सो अर्ज्ड दैट द प्रिंसिपल लेट डाउन बाय द फुल बेंच ऑफ दिस कोर्ट डॉक्टर जयप्रकाश नारायण सिंह विल नॉट बी अट्रैक्टेड इन द फैक्ट्स दिस केस सिंस द जजमेंट ऑफ डॉक्टर जयप्रकाश नारायण सिंह रिलेटेड टू यूनिवर्सिटी जेहेतु यूनिवर्सिटी सहित रिलेटेड था यह प्राइमरी स्कूल लागू हो ना वीके सिंह लैंड इंजीनियर्स काउंसिल एंड other hand has placed reliance upon the judgment of Supreme Court Arindam Chattopadhyay and other versus State of West Bengal and others. ये जो केस टी आगुटे थिला जजमेंट ऑफ दिस कोर्ट जे कि रिट अपील से पास कर डॉक्टर जयप्रकाश टू सबमिट दैट प्रिंसिपल इन लॉ इज वेल सेटल्ड दैट व्हेयर द मैनेजमेंट प्रमोट इज a person to higher post such that the responsibility of higher post is discharged by the employee concerned, he would be entitled to payment of salary for such promoted post unless there is any bar in the statute to such effect. जदि कौन बार न थाए तेबे तांको दबा कथा सरकार आर्गुमेंट करथिले. It is also submitted that rationally and legality of such provision denying salary would also be a serious cloud. Singh further submits that all the writ petitioners were appointed by the board on the basis of open competition and they possess the qualification prescribed for the post of assistant teacher. The writ petitioner also possess qualification for appointment to the post of headmaster. जेहेतु writ petitioner मध्य qualification रही post headmaster भावे promotion पाइबा so as far as provision the NCT Amendment Act and Notification 2014 is concerned, it is stated that writ petitioners are already employment and on the date of their appointment there is no requirement of obtaining TET qualification. It is submitted that if the state so intended to could have required the petitioner to undergo TET qualification जते से माने नियुक्ति पाइथिले से TET qualification नथिला एवं से पर्याप्त परिमाण रे TET मध्य करा जाई नाही तो RTE एक्ट अनुसार जदिओ से माने योग्य नुहंती अर्थात TET केवल नाही से मानक पखरे the strength of service has been specified in rule 4. The qualification for appointment of teachers is prescribed in rule 8. It is however settled that by virtue of notification issued under NCT Act the prescription of qualification of teacher standards substituted in terms of notification issued by NCT रो जो minimum qualification prescription heichi. The regulation of NCT protect those teachers who have already been appointed prior to the notification issued requiring possessing of TET qualification. सेमानकर चाकरी को प्रोटेक्ट करुचे एनसीटी भल भाव देखु कम आसो अपिल रिव्यू रे सुप्रीम कोर्ट रे जो नो TET नो जॉब कथा पड़ी एवं किंतु सेमानकु TET क्वालिफिकेशन पजेस करने को पड़ो आवश्यकता रही. Learner Council for the Board argues the notification 12th November 2014 requires that the qualification for a promotion must be such as is specified in the NCT regulation. The post of headmaster is a promotional post under Rule 1981. specifies eligibility for promotion to the post of headmaster. The requirement under rule is at least 5 years teaching as a permanent assistant teacher of junior basic school. 1981 रूल उत्तर प्रदेश रे कहूँ जे जदि जूनियर बेसिक स्कूल रे असिस्टेंट टीचर भाव 5 वर्ष कार्य करेंगे से योग्य प्रमोशन पाइबापी हेडमास्टर पोस्ट को. एडिशनल रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ possessing TET has come into being on account of NCT regulation 2010. यह 2010 TET केवल कंपलसरी कर तेणु कुसुमाध्याय स्याही London Council for the Appellants is that of the teachers are not possessing requisite qualification for appointment to the post of headmaster in as much as they do not possess TET qualification. से जे कि अपीलांट पई काउंसलिंग एडवोकेट थिले से कहिथिले जे मोस्ट ऑफ टीचर्स TET क्वालिफिकेशन नहीं तेणु यह को मना करा जाऊ बा दिया न जाऊ. Only other requirement is possessing TET qualification. We have already noticed that possessing TET was not a qualification for appointment to the post of assistant teacher. Continuance of assistant teacher even without TET qualification is permissible under NCT regulation. NCT regulation मध्य कहूची तो ये निश्चित भाव देखो टिके भल भाव NCT रेगुलेशन मध्य कहूची आपण माने बिना TET रे कंटिन्यू करि परिबे किंतु प्रमोशन पई योग्य हेबे नाही कारण यह एडवर्स इफेक्ट पकई परिबो नाही. Else only teachers appointed with TET alone will qualify for promotion. Denial of promotion to the such assistant teachers for no fault of theirs would wholly be arbitrary. Therefore, so long as the state does not provide for mechanism to acquire TET, it would be difficult to resist the claim of the read petitioner for payment of salary of post of headmaster only because the state has not extended opportunity to them. तेणु स्टेट मध्य पर्याप्त अपॉर्चुनिटी तांको दवा दरकार TET क्वालिफाई करने. तेणु यही जो कंट्रोवर्सी आसी घटना सेक्शन 25 seeks to provide for maintenance and pupillage ratio by the appropriate government and local authority. An apparent contradiction between this provision, which requires that pupil teacher ratio shall be maintained within a period of 6 months, 6 मास मध्य pupil teacher ratio को क्लियर करवा कथा. Viz the provision under section 19 mandating that the norms and standards prescribed in the schedule should be met within 3 years. 3 वर्ष मध्य ताको क्लियर करवा कथा रहिला एवं ये सब कथा को नहीं आगो को बढ़िथिले कोर्ट एवं कोर्ट कहिथिले section 25 will schedule indicate that the norms and standard for a school are prescribed such a minimum number of teachers in an institution exist. सब घटना को पुंखानुपुंख आलोचना पर आसीथिले कंक्लूजन को कोर्ट एवं कोर्ट कहिथिले in view of the discussion above and deliberation held, bunch of special appeal stands disposed of with following observation. We grant liberty to the concerned district basic education officer to examine and determine the factual issue as to whether the petitioner has experience of 5 years and has actually been continuing as headmaster of the institution. First कथा कहिथिले एक्चुअली तांकर एक्सपीरियंस 5 वर्ष अछि कि नहीं एवं से केते दिन धरि से इंस्टीट्यूशन रे हेडमास्टर भाबे कंटिन्यू करूछंती. द्वितीय कथा कहिथिले जे इफ द पिटिशनर हैव कंटिन्यूड लॉन्ग for headmaster, the direction to the pay the arrears would only extend up to 3 years prior to filing of the read petition. Read petition file करिवार 3 वर्ष पूर्व तांको एरियर दिया जाऊ. We also make it upon for the district basic education officer to ensure the district level that only senior assistant teacher are allowed to officiate in the educational institution as far as it is possible. This would eliminate possibility of heartburning on account of junior assistant teacher functioning as officiating headmaster. तेणु जिते इंचार्ज करा सीनियर हेडमास्टर को दि जाऊ एवं ये कहुई 4 नंबर पॉइंट कहुई रिक्विजिट एक्सरसाइज इन दिस रिगार्ड शैल बी अंडरटेकन विदिन ए पीरियड ऑफ 2 months 2 मास मध्य कार्यकारी करने कहुई जहाँकि 30/4/25 रे थिला एवं यह गोटे प्रकार आइडिया सहित HM अलाउंस देवाई कहुई जेहेतु देखंतु आलोचना गुड़िक सब जहाँ होता आम डिस्कसन कले ought not be denied to the assistant teachers when they are regularly performing duties. A number point देखंतु we are thus of the view that headmaster's salary ought not be denied to the assistant teachers when they are regularly performing work on the higher post of the headmaster for last several years. Higher post रे से काम करछंती किछि वर्ष धरी तेणु तांको मना करा जाई परिबो नाही एरियर आउ सालारी देवा पई हेडमास्टर जे पर्यंत पोस्ट प्रमोशन आकार रे फिलअप न होइछि त निश्चित भाबे गोटे बड़ खबर होइछि।